So, this production is brought to you by nothing. Hey guys, welcome to Lightning Lessons. I bet you thought these were over. Well, they're not. Mwah! So anyway, today's video is about Kabuki theater. Now, Kabuki is a type of classical Japanese dance drama thing. Now, Kabuki has elaborate makeup, dresses, acting, singing, and dancing. Basically, it was very elaborate and fancy and complicated, which I think are synonyms. Now, it was a mix of bunraku, which is a type of puppet theater, and I kid you not, no, and O is a type of musical. Now, the individual kanji for Kabuki read from left to right, sing, dance, and skill. So it makes sense that Kabuki is sometimes translated as the skill of singing and dancing, but it's not actually that. It's also translated as bizarre theater. Now, it's thought to be created in 1603 when Izumo no Okuni, who was a miko, which is a type of priestess, started performing a dance which turned out to be Kabuki on dry river beds. Now, all the people who saw it really enjoyed it, and the word spread, so the emperor asked her to perform at the palace. She obviously accepted because you don't refuse what the emperor asks, because you will be executed. Now, originally, all the roles were played by females. Men, women, children, dogs, cats, that kind of thing. And usually the women who play the roles would turn out to be prostitutes. Yay! So sometimes Kabuki would be translated as prostitutes singing and dancing. Now, at the time, that's what it was called in the Edo period with the Tokugawa shogunate. Now, probably for the reason that it was performed by prostitutes, Kabuki was most usually performed in the red light district. Now, the red light district is usually where the adult stores and theaters are, but I'm not going to go into detail on that. Now, it was really popular with the farmers and the townspeople, and it usually had to do with the latest clothing styles and the current events that had happened. Now, unlike Westerner plays, people who would go watch Kabuki would they would devote an entire day for these performances. They would go from morning to sunset. Now, the TSs that would either connect or surround the Kabuki theaters would either serve meals or drinks. And Kabuki souvenirs were sold in shops all around the theater. And it's also said that Kabuki has actually started pop culture. Now, the shogunate never actually liked Kabuki and its mischief. And later in 1629, women's Kabuki, or Onna Kabuki, was banned for being too erotic. There was also a Kabuki performed by young boys called Wakashu Kabuki, but that was also banned because the boys were also eligible for prostitution. Then, in the mid-1600s, an all-male Kabuki, Yaro Kabuki, was started. Now, like the female Kabuki, all the roles were played by the men. Men, women, children, dogs, cats. Now, Kabuki remains popular, and it actually became a focus of urban lifestyle. Now, as the times have evolved, Kabuki theaters outside of the red light district have become more popular, so more than just adults can watch Kabuki. Now, Kabuki makeup is very, very important in the performances. Standard makeup for most of the actors is just a white base, and then with lips and eyes and eyebrows. And then there's the kumadori, which is the makeup used for heroes, villains, main characters. Now the actors' faces are usually painted white because white skin is associated with aristocracy. And that's because the aristocrats wouldn't go out and work in the fields all day, so they wouldn't get tanner. Now, the face and neck were first covered in an oil, then covered in a thick white cream believed to be made of rice powder. I didn't have rice powder or oil, so I just used leftover Halloween makeup. Now, after the white base was applied, you couldn't actually tell the actors' features. You couldn't tell where their lips were, where their eyebrows were, so that's why they were painted on. Now, the eyebrows would actually be painted higher than actual eyebrows to give them a bigger eye effect. Now, men's eyes were actually outlined in black and red, and women's were outlined in just plain red. And men's lips would be painted in a downward curve with black and red, and a woman's lips would be painted thin with a slightly thicker lower lip, which is a picture of feminine beauty for them. Now, in Kumadori, red veins on the face were reserved for heroes. Blue antler-like eyebrows, black beards, and purple veins were used for villains. Blue makeup can also be found on ghost or non-human creatures. Kitsunes, which are foxes that can take the shape of humans, usually have blue makeup as well. Now, gray or brown makeup, which isn't commonly used, but when it is, it's actually used for spiders or other animals. Now, demons other than usual makeup have a dark red face, completely red, with light red veins around it, and black kind of eyelashes, I guess you would call it. Now, one of the more popular Kabuki plays is about 47 Ronin whose master had just been killed, and the Ronin want to take revenge on the man who had killed their master. So they find him, and when they get their revenge, all 47 of them commit seppuku. I don't exactly know why, but these events were believed to have happened in 1703. I really hope that you guys appreciate this video, and I hope you learned a lot because I had a lot of fun doing this. Good night.